Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be taking a look at Taxi Life, a city driving simulator. Before we get into this, let me just make a couple things clear. I was against the pre-order of this game. I still very much feel the developers of this game were deceptive, and they used deception to get people to pre-order the game by telling us that consoles had wheel support, only to tell us after you could pre-order the game, like a week and a half after you could pre-order the game. Oops, we made a mistake. There's no wheel support on consoles. And then later on, the devs did a Q&A in their own Discord, which I don't think it went um, the way they thought it would. Like everybody in the Q&A was just bombarding them about the wheel support, and then it came out that the game on console never had wheel support. Um, so, you know, in what was it? God, I don't know. But they did a live stream way before, uh, uh, you know, the launch of the game, and it was the community manager, and it was two developers, and all of them said that the game will have wheel support on console. They said it's the most common question. They said, oh my God, we get asked this a million times. Yes, it will have wheel support. You know, two developers and the community manager. I can maybe see the community manager being left in the dark, but come on, there were two other developers with him, and then later on, a developer gets in the Discord and says the game never had wheel support on console. Very deceptive. I don't agree with that. I don't like it. But at the same time, I never said I would never have the game on the channel. I just said I didn't support pre-ordering, which I did pre-order the game and I canceled it. I canceled before the game was ever released. Literally, as soon as I found out that they lied and misled everybody, I canceled that pre-order and said no. The only reason why I got the game, no, two reasons why I got the game. For one, it was on sale. It was like 25 bucks. I said, why not? And for another reason, I can't be the home of simulation if I don't show you guys all the simulation games, right? Okay. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the game. I want to see what the game has to offer. There's supposed to be some big updates with the game. They updated the game a lot. They're supposed to bring wheel support to consoles supposedly in June. I don't know where they are with that, but I just want to get in the game. I want to check it out. I want to see how it is on controller. I want to see if the game's fun. I want to see what the game looks like. I want to see how the game performs, and just, you know, yeah, I want to know what the game's about. So let's just hop right into it, guys.
Welcome to the vibrant city of Barcelona, where history meets modernity in a symphony of architectural wonders. From the bustling, narrow streets of the Gothic Quarter to the breathtaking landmarks the city has to offer, your journey as a taxi driver begins. Feel the sea breeze on your face as you cruise along sun-kissed beaches and embark on an unforgettable adventure. Embrace the spirit of Barcelona and become the most sought-after taxi driver in town. But first, let's get you a taxi driver's license. Hey there, welcome to our driving school. Before you hit the bustling streets of Barcelona to ferry people around,
All
we
right,
gotta
so here
teach
we
you how
are
to drive
into
first.
the
So
tutorial
let's get started.
part of the game.
You'll have the
I was
option
I
to
was gonna say
skip
missions,
this
but
and
they're
head
really not
straight to the
tutorial
city by
missions.
selecting the improvement
The way they do
option
it
from the
is
pause
basically
menu.
this is going to get
But hey,
you
just a
your
heads up,
license to
learning the
drive
rules
around
now could come in handy
Barcelona.
later
It's going to
on
get
down the
you a
road.
little familiar with the car, a
Your
little familiar
call.
with the physics
This is
and
the
stuff like
cabin of your
that.
car. You can
So
look
we're going to
around
kind of
and use the
just
buttons that are highlighted.
let him
You
go
can
and
open and
talk
close
about this. He's
windows
telling
and
us how
review
to
the
turn the
radio,
engine on. So
or
you can
listen.
actually look down
In the
and you
future,
can
you'll
press
be
the
able to
buttons
interact
yourself,
with the
which
cabin to your
I
heart's
like that.
content.
I think that's pretty
Right
cool.
now, turn on the
I
engine by
think
pressing and holding the
more
start
games
button.
should implement that. Fern Bus, I'm looking at you. It would be a lot easier if we could have just done that in the game. But there
Very
is also a
good.
radial
The
menu
engine
in
is
here that
turned
you
on
can
and you
pull up
see that the
that he
dashboard panel,
will
red and orange icons
tell us a
inform you that
little
something
bit
wrong is
later on. I
happening
think
with
we're at
your
it now.
car.
So,
Very
yeah, now
good.
he's telling us to
Now you
press
can
the
drive.
circle and
Increase
we
the
can get
speed by
moving here.
pressing the
So,
acceleration button
pretty
and
typical.
drive to the
Drive
marked
up to
job.
you, hit the green
Just keep
spot,
in
stop in
mind
the
that
green spot,
the control
and
system
you
has
can
been
get to your
designed to indicate you're
next
ready.
little
Park the car
mission
in a
here.
marked space in front of you. Of course, you can change the view by
Now,
pressing the
the
view
one
button.
thing I should say, I this doesn't look like Unreal Engine to me. Like, if
Excellent
you told me
work.
this was made in
The
Unity, I'd
band
go, wow, this
contributed.
looks really good.
Impressive.
But knowing
You
that
can
it's
also use
Unreal,
quick look features to make sure that a maneuver you want to
I
make is
just,
safe.
I don't know, man.
Test
I
it.
don't know. I mean, it
Press
doesn't look,
the quick look buttons.
it doesn't look
Excellent.
bad.
You can also look back and lean
It
forward
doesn't look
before
like
getting. Additionally, in the cabin,
it
you
should be
can
like
use some buttons. But
PS5,
all functions available here are also
Xbox
available
Series
directly. For
SX
now, you can navigate
good.
through it with the tab
You know,
change buttons. To choose
they're an
each
indie
option,
developer.
press the
They're a
exit
small
button.
studio, I guess,
To exit the
which I
radio
get. But
menu,
again,
press the exit button.
it's kind of the type of thing
Remember
where
that time is slowed down when the
I kind
radio
of feel like
menu is turned on.
that's used as an excuse to
Awesome.
put out
Don't
a poor
forget to keep
game.
an eye on the fuel level
But we'll
and
talk about
remember that
that
the car is
in a little bit
susceptible
here.
to
So
these
again, he's
parameters.
just
Okay,
telling us more
on to the
about the
basics.
controls and stuff
Now
like
you can
that.
try the car.
Press
If
down on
you're
the
ready
D-pad
for
and it'll
the
bring up
exam, please
that
park
little
in the
radio
marked
menu, and you can
space.
tab over with the R buttons to turn on your lights and stuff like that. Pretty cool. I like that. Pretty basic stuff in a game like this. So again, we need
Drive
to
along the
pull up
curved
to the next
line and
spot,
park in the marked
and
space.
now our job is to
Drive
just
slowly and control your
follow the
position.
road.
Try to
We don't
keep it
want
within
to
the
knock
line
over any cones or
before
anything like that. We
crossing.
want to stay in the middle of the road. Now, I should say, I haven't really driven a game like this
Very good. Park in the marked
on a
space to
controller
start the next
since I
stage.
got my wheel. So, oh my
With
goodness,
practice
it's had to
parallel
be, what,
parking,
3 or 4 years
you need
now
to stop the
that
car
I've
at a
had a wheel.
designated point. Here are the
So,
steps.
the driving in the game may
Turn the
not be the
wheels to
best.
the maximum
It's
left
not the
position
game.
and move forward
It's just me
slowly.
not being used to
Once you reach
driving
the
on a
marked
controller.
space, turn the wheels to the
So for
maximum
this
right
stuff here,
position and move
I kind of
forward
felt like the
slowly.
controller,
If you need to make
it was
any
performing pretty
adjustments,
good. It wasn't
slowly move
performing
the
bad.
car backward and
It felt
reposition the
pretty
car
good.
to the left or right as
This
needed.
here, I'm so used to having games where you can put up the virtual mirrors that that does throw me a little bit. So we just hopped in to the third person cam here, try to get here because you do have to get like exactly in the spot for this, and it doesn't. It's not just here. This does carry over into the game. Like even in the game, when you have to make a stop, you have to be exactly in the box. Little bit of a pain, a little annoying, but it's just how they
Very
did
good.
it. So
Park in the marked space to start
we
the
got
next
that.
stage.
Now we can move on to the next one. We're gonna leave all this in. I am doing commentary over this. I just felt like it would be better because I do have a lot of thoughts on the game that I want to talk about with you
With
guys.
practice
I wanted to
parking
have
before reverse parking. You
I
need to
wanted the
stop the
game to have
car at a
my
designated
pure
point.
focus. You know what I mean? Have
Here
all
are
my
the
focus
steps.
and not
Turn the
talking through it
wheels
and
to the
kind of missing
maximum left
anything.
position
So
and move backwards slowly.
it's kind of weird. The quick
Once the
look, you
car
have
is
to
nearly
press
in
and
a
hold
parallel
L1
position to the
and
marked
then use the
space,
right stick
straighten the
to click
wheels and
left
continue
or
moving the
right,
car backward.
or
Ensure
up
that
makes
you
you
remain
lean so like
within
you
the
can
marked
kind of look
space.
up the light. I
If
like
you need to
that,
make
where
any
if you pull up close
adjustments,
to a light, you can
slowly
kind of
drive
lean in like
forward
that. I
and
think
reposition the car
every
to the left
driving
or right as
sim
needed.
should have that. I'm I'm using air quotes when I say sim. I don't feel like this game technically is a sim. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. So this was a tricky one because I had to back into the spot. As you can see, I totally overshot it. I'm totally misjudging the steering here. Pardon me, guys, for that very rude yawn. But I am actually recording this a little late at night because it's been so warm. I can't get any content done during the day.
Very
So
nice.
yeah,
Park in the
I'm
marked
in my
space
room
to start the next stage.
later at night where it is nice and cool. Okay, so we got that done. And I will say in the settings, change the gearbox, change it to simulation. Because if you don't, it's not good. Arcade is horrible. If you hit the brake and you
Let's
hold the brake
practice
just a
before the
second too long, it
U-turn in three
automatically goes in
moves.
reverse.
Follow these
It's just
steps.
horrible.
Turn the
So the way
wheels
it's
to
set
the
up now
maximum left
is
position and move forward slowly.
okay. So we have to make a.
Remember to stop before the car
This is
goes
weird
over
because
the
they call this
space.
a U-turn. This is
Turn
a
the wheels
three-point
to the
turn. This is
maximum
if
right
you're
position
in
and
America
move
anyway. This is what we
backwards
call a three-point
slowly.
turn. So
Again, stop the car before it
that's what that
hits a
is.
marked
But the way I have it
space.
set up now, where like
Once more,
triangle
turn
is
the wheels to the
shift up
left and move forward
and the square
slowly.
is shift down. So
Adjust
you
the
can shift down
position
to
of the
neutral and
car to
reverse,
drive
and then up
straight
into
and
neutral
exit the
and
marked
drive because
space.
they are automatic.
Finally,
I did
park
see
the
on here an
car
option
in the
for
next
clutch plus
marked
simulation.
space.
I have never seen an automatic car with a
Very
clutch.
good. You
They
passed the
may
first
have
part
them.
of the
You know,
exam.
again, this is in
You are
Spain,
ready
so
to take a
I'm
test
not too
drive
familiar.
through Barcelona.
Okay, so that was it.
Before
That
you hit the
was
city
the
streets,
first part
it's important
of this
you are driving
tutorial.
in a
And
calm
now
manner. Use
they're going to have
caution.
us
Remember,
go
good
in
luck.
the actual city, and we're going to practice what we learned, I guess, in the city. We're going to
This
pick
is
up a
the
passenger
final part of
and
your
bring
exam.
him where they want to
You'll
go.
need to drive your own car in a real city to complete this. To successfully
So here
pass this
again,
exam,
you
must pick up a
it's a
client
lot of
and safely
talky
deliver
that I
them
kind
to
of
the
feel
end of the
like
map by pressing the
we
map
don't
button.
need.
This is
Like
where
we
you
just
find
went through
available
that
jobs.
tutorial. This
Using the
here I
slowly
get.
button. Great job.
You know, they just tell me
Excellent.
to go to the map
You've taken
and
your first.
pick your
This city,
target, and then
remember.
they'll set the
Okay. Now you
destination.
must follow the
Blah blah blah.
GPS
Pretty
route
standard
you can
stuff. I
see on
mean,
the
it's
mini map
nothing
to the
groundbreaking.
marked point and park in the
Um,
marked space.
Now that we get in the game, though, now I really want to talk about some things about the game. Um, Once we get on the map, I don't think it looks bad. Again, I don't feel like it's up to par with other games on Unreal Engine, but I definitely don't think it looks bad. Like there's textures in the card stuff. I think that looks good. Right here, I think I have to go into settings and I have to change the brake settings, as you'll see. Yeah, because the brakes were just way too sensitive. You just kind of touch them and it comes to a screeching halt. No, not there. We got to go into the game settings right there. So braking sensitivity, I'm going to turn that down to about 40% because the way it is, 50%, it's actually just way too high. Uh, I don't I don't like it at all. I don't like it when you just tap the brakes and you come to an instant stop like that. So my biggest issue with this game that I've played is the FPS. I am not an FPS snob. I don't care if a game is 30 FPS. If it's a constant 30 FPS and it's nice and smooth, beautiful. I'll take it. You know, if this was a racing game, then no, that would be unacceptable. But a casual driving game like this, 30 FPS does not bother me. I've said that so many times. Again, guys, that's me. If you're watching this, that's just me not being good on the controller. The cars actually handle pretty well on controller. The force feedback feels good. The physics of the car when you're going over bumps and things, it feels actually pretty good. But getting back to what I was saying, this game is struggling to run at 30 FPS. There's a lots of times when you're seeing, and we will see it in this video, the traffic up ahead. I mean, my God, it looks like stop animation. If you're old enough to remember what that is, it's really bad. The FPS in this game, the performance is really horrible. And, you know, that goes back to me saying, I mean, you can see right there when she was getting in, it looked
Now you
horrible.
know where to
The
go.
FPS was
When you get to
just
the destination
really
point,
low, and you could tell
remember to control
how
the
bad that
patient's
looked.
car.
So you get a
Occasionally,
fare in
a
here,
client may
and
initiate a conversation,
he's
and
telling you
depending
that
on the
occasionally they'll
circumstances,
talk to
you may
you.
choose to
Later
engage
on in the
or
video, we
disregard
do
them.
get a fare that
Keep
does
in
actually have a
mind
conversation
that
with us, so we'll
participating
get
in the
to see that.
conversation could potentially
Um,
boost your tips.
but that goes back
Execute
to
once,
my
and
my
even
discussion
reward your
about the
patience
small
later.
devs. And it's starting to thunder outside right now. Beautiful. That's perfect. Great timing. Um, you know, a small dev, I get it, but at what point is that just being used as an excuse to put out a subpar game? I mean, when I see a game like this and I see the FPS and the performance of the game, I think to myself, I mean, why would you look at this and go, "Yep, thumbs up, baby, send it, looks good to me"? And I mean, and then they send it to PlayStation, Xbox, and they have to test it. What are they testing for? I'm assuming they're just testing for like major game breaking bugs because imagine, seeing this game and pass it through going, yeah, yeah, sell it, yeah, let people spend their hard earned money on a game like this. And again, I'm not saying I don't like the game. I'm saying the game needs improvements, and I bought it now after it's had many updates, and it's still not performing well. I only paid $25 for what I got on sale. I think this game is a 1999 game. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I think 1999 really hits the mark with this game. The full price version of it. See, right? No, we were backing up. Okay, so we let, and again there
Good.
with that
You
little
have completed your first
little
job and
cutscene.
passed the exam.
The FPS is horrible,
Congratulations. As you can see,
and
you've
she didn't
earned
tip
your
me,
first money
which is
in your
crazy
next
because
updates.
I don't
The
think we
funds
did
can be
anything
used
wrong
to
with her.
refuel and clean your car, or even buy a
But I
new
guess
one.
it is what it is.
You
She
can
just,
use
yeah,
XP
she just
points to develop your
wasn't in
character.
the mood to tip.
Now let's spend some money. See
So
the
yeah,
gas
performance
station?
wise,
Go there
it's
and
just
refuel your
not
car.
that great. So now what we need to do is we need to go check out the recharging station because that's the end of the tutorial right there. That's it. That's the end. Which a game like this doesn't need a massive tutorial. I guess it's not. You know, it's not that complicated. It's a driving game. I'm not gonna say simulator because I don't know. So we need to pull in here and check this out. And again, anytime you see these glowing boxes, you have to be in the box. The whole car has to be in the box. Uh, so it's kind of weird. So this is telling me that when you're at the gas station, you can either refuel or fill it up. So I guess if we just hit refuel, it'll fill, put partial gas in it, fill it up, we'll fill it up all the way. So now we have to do is we have to get out of here and we have to go to our garage. So this is just telling us about the map and stuff like that. Blah blah blah. All standard stuff. You know, I feel like they did a pretty good job. It is funny because it says the tutorial is over, but yet I feel like this is tutorial. Like you had me go to a gas station or a charging station. Now you're having me go to my garage, and once we get to the garage, it's going to go through a tutorial of what to do with the garage. So I feel like the tutorial was not over. This is very much part of the tutorial. So now we're going to get to a part of the game also that is really cumbersome. So we have the quick look, but we have to press and hold R1, and we have to press the gas button, and we have to flick left and right on the control pad. It's crazy. And if you not the control pad, the analog stick. And the analog stick, like right now, if I was to like normally in a game like this, I would look left. Or in a modern game, I would hope that would have the camera follow the steering rotation, like it does in Fern Bus or Tourist Bus. Hell, even ATS and ETS2 have the option now that you can do that. And it's a game changer. It's actually a must-have in a driving game. Bus Simulator 21 and 18 had it. So the fact that this game doesn't have that, it's just, I don't know. It's just not good. I mean, for a driving game, there's certain things I feel should be in a driving game to make the game more enjoyable. If I try to turn the camera with the right stick, it's so slow. And I went in the settings, there's nowhere to change the sensitivity of looking around. And it's just so slow and it feels cumbersome. It just doesn't feel fluid like it should. Now what you're seeing here, this is just me not used to these streets. Like, it seems like all of these streets are just 2-lane, one-way traffic, and I'm not used to that at all. It's very strange to drive around here because the streets, I have no idea. Some of these streets are like 3 and 4 lanes, and all the traffic's going the same way. It's like, what? what is that about? Like, why do you have 4 lanes of traffic in the city going the same way? Very strange. Like, I see that on highways, but not in the city. But that's not really about the game. That's just about, I mean, this is based on Barcelona. This isn't based on Barcelona. This is Barcelona. This is supposed to be like a real recreation of Barcelona. So now we have to go into our garage, which is pretty much on the sidewalk. And again, we have to get completely in the box, which to me is just super annoying. I can maybe see it when you're picking up a passenger and dropping them off, maybe at a gas station, but like for this, surely this is okay. I mean, why would this be such a big deal? I'm just trying to get in the garage, But no, I have to get right in the middle of this box. So annoying. So we're gonna back up. We're gonna get ourselves centered away here. Good thing that the pedestrians don't seem to walk there. So this is the garage, and these are the things that you can do. We can wash the car, we can fix the car, we can fuel the car in the garage, which is cool. I like that. That's a good idea. There is like a little skill tree where it's like RPG elements. I'm going through this kind of fast, guys. I do apologize for that. But here is where all your cars will be stored. This is the actual garage, I guess. Here we can upgrade parts, the engine, brakes, tires, stuff like that. Here we have customizations. I will go in and check that out. So we have seats, we have shifter, and we have dashboard items. Shifter, that's kind of weird for a car like this, I think. I'm not too interested in that. Little bobbleheads, that's pretty cool. Little ways to just make it a little more customizable, I guess. I mean, I'm not mad at that. That's okay. Here we can change lots of things. We can change the outside. We can change the color. Doesn't look like any of these colors unlock, so it looks like these are just the colors you get. So yeah, okay. So then we have like underglow. Pretty standard customization stuff. We have different little taxi signs for the top of the car here. I would have to assume they're going to add some more later on, I would imagine. Then we can put some spoilers on it to give us a little bit of downforce and make us go faster, I guess. We have some tricked out rims that we can put on it. Overall, it feels like they thought about some cool things in the game. I kind of wish maybe they would have focused on other elements of the game more, like optimization and stuff like that. And now that I've played the game with the controller, which again, I don't feel it's bad. I'm just wondering, like, how good this will be on the wheel when we do get wheel support. I feel like this is going to be a game where if we don't have force feedback support, this may not be the best game to play on wheel anyway. So it's going to really hinge on that. It's really going to hinge on whether we have force feedback or not. So we're going to do another job here. We're going to try to pick up another fare, and you can see the frame rate just suffering. Like you can see it when cars are coming up to you. And what is that guy doing? Okay, he decided to back up. So as you can see when I look around, it's very slow. I would prefer it to have like that progressive faster. So like when you turn when you push the stick left or right, it'll start off slow, but then the longer you hold it, it gets faster. I think something like that would be a little better, like something that's just progressively faster than the way it is. Again, a virtual mirror option might be good for this. I think that's kind of the way to go. Although the rearview mirror, I guess, is kind of wide enough that you can see. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know what the AI is doing. Yeah, I don't know what the AI is up to, but this is gonna sound weird, but like I'm not gonna fault the AI because I feel like AI in these games is difficult to get right. If I'm being 100% honest, so far out of all the driving games that I've played, I kind of feel like ETS2 and ATS, they have gotten the AI right. I know a lot of people complain about them, and I'm not saying they're perfect. The AI still does weird, silly things in that game, but overall, compared to other games I've played, it's a lot better. And I wouldn't say the AI in this game is necessarily the worst I've ever seen. Definitely not the best. I would say it's just average AI. Now, again, the roads around here are really crazy, man. How to get around. With that being said, I feel like they did a pretty good job on the city. Like, I'm not too mad at this. I mean, this is the one thing I will cut them slack on, even though, again, I don't feel like this lives up to, like, Unreal Engine. For a small dev team, I won't beat them up too much on the graphics. I don't think it looks bad. It's not horrible. And we just hit that car. Neat. Cool. Now we got our alarm going off. So yeah, I am just not smooth on the controller with driving games. That's on me. Again, and I really want to stress this a lot. I don't think this drives poorly on the controller. I think it's pretty good. It's just me not being smooth with the controller. That's just on me because I'm not used to it. Okay, so what do we got here? We got a little traffic jam. You can really see the FPS drop also in the mirrors, which that's expected. And that's not something that I would necessarily criticize them about because, again, they're a small team. I do get that. I'm not against small developers. I'm really not. I'm saying that there's some things that I feel are unacceptable. Mirrors are very system hungry. I get that because they're basically rendering the whole game in those mirrors. It's not like an actual reflection. It's more like a camera. But what I'm seeing in front of me that's not in the cameras, when I'm seeing the traffic in front of me that's looking like it's moving in like stop animation, that's where I go, that's a little unacceptable. I mean, surely they can do better with that, can't they? I mean, I would hope to think so. It's got to be optimized better. They have to fix that. Now, as we go over these speed bumps, it feels good on the controller. The force feedback, they did a good job with. Okay, I won't lie. They did a very good job with that. And I think the way the car looks okay. So this is where the passenger is talking with us. Do you know what we're seeing? So yeah, tell him the architecture is great. So he says, "Can you tell me some more?" Sure. Take a look at the monuments. And then he's like, "How do I recognize it?" So then we just give him an answer when we can here. I don't know what Gaudi means, so I said walk. I don't, it's crazy that a taxi driver is telling the guy to walk, right? But so we do get points for that. See, it was an interesting conversation, so we get 150 XP. You can see here the FPS drop again. And these aren't, like, don't get me wrong, these are not exclusive to this game. Fernbus has an FPS issue. Tourist Bus, Tourist Bus runs actually not too bad. I don't really have a big issue with FPS with Tourist Bus. Well, Fernbus definitely has an issue. Certain areas of the map, it's worse. This game, I feel like, does need better optimization, though. So now, this is another weird thing about the game. One person got in. We picked up one person, but yet we have 3 people in the taxi. You never see them get in. One person got in, and they just spawned 3 people. Very strange. Very strange. But I mean, overall, I don't think the game looks bad. But like I said, if you would have told me this was made in Unity, I'd say, wow, that looks really good. Unreal Engine, I think it could probably look better. It doesn't really look bad though for what it is. For an indie game, I'm willing to say that the graphics aren't that horrible. Um, you know what I will say? Come to think of it, lady, that lady, that lady has a death wish. Okay, I don't see a lot of popping, so good job on that front. I mean, I'm not saying that there's no popping. There is. Like I just seen a tree popping, but compared to other indie games, especially driving games, uh, I'll give him a pat on the back for that. Way to go! There's not a lot of popping in this game. That's pretty impressive for a small indie developer. So good job to that. So there we go. See that? The speed bump, it looks good. The car, the physics, I mean, it looks. Here we go again. Yeah, I mean, and I'm going over these a little on the fast side. I should be slowing down a lot more. But the car, it looks good. It looks correct. The force feedback in the controller, it feels really good when you go over a speed bump or a pothole. Like you can really feel it. So if you don't have a wheel, if you're just on controller, it's not a bad game. Like it's not controller is not bad. So talking about popping, we just see some pop in there, but that's not that bad. Like that's doable. Obviously, you don't want popping in any game, but you know you got to take the good with the bad. And I mean this area here, I like the way this looks. This looks cool. This kind of reminds me of like Miami or maybe like California. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. So this task is a medium task. Um, pretty pretty decent drive really. I think it was like over 3 kilometers or something like that. So yeah, I wish I could probably get better at using the controller if I tried more. Now you can get like tickets and stuff in this. You get fines for speeding and stuff like that. Um, I will say you have to watch the speeding signs on the road because your GPS doesn't tell you the speed limit. So keep an eye out for that when you're on the roads. Don't expect the GPS to hold your hand with it. We have to turn here actually. The, the GPS for some reason doesn't look the same scale as like you driving. There's times when I have to turn where it looks like on the GPS that the turn is further ahead than it really is. You really have to watch the pedestrians too because they will just walk out. They do not care at all. So as you can see there, I took that one a lot slower, and you can see the physics look actually good when you're going over the speed bump. I mean, yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about that actually. And here's our stop. So again, it's tight. So we're gonna try to slowly do this. So again, you gotta get the car like dead center here, and there we go. Uh, hey, he gave us a tip. Is that a $61 tip or euro tip or whatever that is? Wow. So now as you can see, all 3 people are gone. We picked up 1 person and we only have 3. So we're going to take a look around the car here. I'm going to show you guys that there's lots of things you can do in the car. We have interior lights you can turn on and off. Sun visors, I don't know if they work like with the sun or not, so we can do all that. So yeah, so as we just kind of look around the car here, just some final thoughts, guys. If you can pick this up on sale, I'd say go for it. $25. I still feel $25 is a little on the high side. I feel like 19.99 would be a much better price point for this game. I would definitely say I wouldn't pay full price for it. Just my opinion, of course. That's me. But I do have the game now. Like I said, I spent $25 on it, and I want to see what they're going to do with it. Like, if honestly, if they get the optimization down, if they can get the FPS at least 30, like I don't even care. I'm not even asking for 60. If they could get it working at a steady, smooth 30, then I think that'd be fine. Wheel support, they said they're going to get wheel support. Most likely it'll be Logitech, maybe Thrustmaster. I highly doubt Fnatic will be something that they add first thing. Maybe they'll never add it. Maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise you. Maybe they will add it. I have no idea. Possibly the Hori wheel they may add too. And if they do that, I'll definitely, be excited to check it out. I will play the game a little bit more. I will probably do a couple more videos on this game. But so far, guys, that's my opinion on the game. It needs to be optimized. Other than that, though, it's actually pretty fun. There's a couple things that I would like to see. Like I said, the turning with the steering and stuff. But other than that, not a bad little game. I wouldn't spend the full price on it. With that being said, guys, that's where I'm going to leave this one. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time.